Hello and welcome to A Full Cup of Tea. Today's guest is Keyra. This podcast is going to cover so many subjects: health and fitness, mental health, mindset, being a mum, business. Everything will be covered on this podcast. So join me bi-weekly for an amazing journey through life.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, are you?
Yeah, I'm really good, thank you.
Good. Thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'm so excited because obviously, as I've explained, like my podcast is to educate, inspire and motivate people. And I see you as a really, really sort of inspirational mum, businesswoman.
I'm trying my best.
You are smashing it, absolutely smashing it. Like,
thank you.
I mean, not only are you a mum of twins
Yes.
who are in their own right are actually, you know, performing and
doing their own
yeah,
thing.
doing their own
they're
thing.
doing really well. Yeah.
I know. I've been following them on obviously the social
yeah,
medias,
social
absolutely
medias.
smashing it, aren't they? All the auditions and the
Yeah.
roles that they keep getting. So you've got obviously the twins, you've
Yeah.
got your dance businesses.
Yes, I have. I've got a few things going off. So I've got obviously Platinum Pro Dance School, where I've got the where I'm just teaching and I'm just doing what I love and just getting my own group of kids together that I can call my own and put out there to do what they want to do, so competitions or just training or keeping fit, etc. Then I've got a Platinum Pro Dance Associate program, which is one Sunday of each month, and they come in and get 4 different genres of dance, performing arts. So you've got ballet, jazz technique, me commercial, and then I've got drama and singing, so musical theatre.
Yeah.
And then that kind of preps them for the industry and if they wanted to audition for stage schools in London. I'm also just in the process of creating my own dance company, so 18 years plus, because I'm starting to do a lot of pop videos and direct different things and choreograph pop videos, and music projects. So I want to have my own group of dancers so I don't have to do it myself.
Yeah.
So I can just choreograph direct and just have my own girls. So if I was to be approached by anyone, I can say, right, I've got 4 dancers, great. Leave it with me, I'll choreograph and I'll send them over to you. So I'm just in the process of doing that at the minute. I've put it out there. I've had quite a lot of interest, but I've just got to find venue. You know what it's like. Venue, date, location, stuff like that. So that's going on. And also I'm doing a bit of like scouting as well. So agencies and stuff like that.
Busy.
So
And all this while being a mum.
Yeah. It's
like,
a lot.
We think like when we become mums, we're just, our purpose is to be just a mum, to look after the children. I mean, we've both got kids, we've both got businesses, and I think there's a lot of women out there who have their kids and end up with this feeling of the sole purpose of their life now is just to look after them kids.
Yeah,
and I mean,
of course.
We know like that it's not just that.
No, I mean, obviously when you have kids, you're in that position where you think, you know, they're dependent on you. I know it's mum, dad, but if we're going to be totally honest, it's down to us, isn't it, as a mum?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they want us and we've got to be there and present. So you always, in your forefront of your mind, it's always the kids, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you do put your stuff to one side and you start to lose yourself a bit. Well, I did anyway.
Yeah,
When
I
had the twins,
did. Yeah.
You start to lose your identity, who Keyra was. So I put all my dancing to one side and I just purely focus on the kids, which I know you did. And the majority of mums out there will do.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, a lot of people I find never get out of that.
No, I know.
So they lose themselves and just become a mum.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, it's so difficult for people out there to actually sort of get out of that mindset of I'm just a mum and everything that I was passionate about and everything that I loved before that, you know, is no longer there. And obviously this is why I wanted to bring you on, because I feel like you've literally like, obviously you've had twins, which is, you know, a baby on their own is hard work. Never mind like having twins as well to look after.
Was hard.
So obviously I just feel like you, like personally, obviously I watch you on social media and I just feel like you're such an inspiration to mums out there, not just obviously because you've had the twins, but like even like one baby's out. So I feel like you've brought your kids up amazingly well. They're super talented. Your passion is now shining through them. And they're like your determination. Obviously your kids are really determined in what they're doing. So I love that. I love that about you. And I love that the fact that you are breaking the mold for mums out there thinking, right, I'm just a mum now. Like, what would you say, like, was sort of the turning point, the turning age of you wanting to restart and refine Keyra?
To be honest with you, you go through the baby stage, don't you?
Yeah.
And you get over it's quite hard, isn't it, the baby stage?
Yeah.
Just to kind of, because they're my first,
Yeah. And 2.
Yeah, and I've got 2. It was just finding my feet as a mother.
Yeah.
So once I got hold of that, you start thinking, well, I want to be a role model to these kids.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I think when they got to like 2, 3, I started thinking, this is not just for me. I've got to do something. I'm a role model, so I don't want my kids to see me lazy and not wanting to do anything and not have aspirations and not have dreams, goals, etc. and see me just sat at home cleaning and just not doing anything with my life. I was never brought up to do that.
Yeah.
My family are all working people. Do you know what I mean? We all work. We all strive for better. We've all got businesses. We don't just sit and not do anything.
Yeah.
We always want more. So I'm kind of glad I've been brought up that way. So when the kids got to an age where they started speaking to me and I knew they were starting to look at me, what I was doing, how I was acting, I had to step it up.
Yeah.
And I think that makes something click to my head. And I thought, come on, Key, you're going to have to do something here.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? As a dance teacher as well, because Naya goes dancing, I went dancing. The industry is great, but it's got a lot of flaws.
Yeah.
By flaws, I mean, it can bring you down.
Yeah.
Down in your confidence, in your self-esteem, in your appearance, in everything.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's where I wanted to come in and change it because I've seen a lot of my friends, and not just friends, just colleagues that I've worked with, that the industry has kind of finished them mentally. So they've got into this kind of bad state of mental health as such, and it's just spiraled out of control and they've never got back into it. You've got to be mentally strong because you're going to get rejection.
Well, you are. You've got rejection. You put yourself out there, aren't you? You put yourself on a pedestal, really, for people to judge and say, you aren't good enough or you are good enough. And then sometimes, if you're not mentally strong, you take that to heart. And I bet you've had a lot of people around you that have actually...
Yeah, you see, and that's why I think that's where I'm different with what I portray as a teacher. Do you know what I mean? That's where I wanted to be different because I saw it from so many different angles. As a dance mum, as a dancer in the industry, as a teacher, just like freelancing. And then all of a sudden I'm thinking, well, actually I want to make a change. I don't want to be that dance teacher that, oh, well, you're the best one in the class, come to the front.
Yeah.
I want to give everyone a chance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I want to speak to them kids. Well, why are you shy? Trust me. Let me work with
build
you.
a relationship.
Exactly. Build the trust, the relationship, the bond that you have with the teacher. My teacher, so when I started dancing at 13 at Amersol. Miss Johnson was my teacher.
You used to dance with Holly, didn't you?
Yeah. Like she was my best friend
there.
I still idolise that woman today.
Yeah.
Because she really gave me the mindset of how I'm strong and you will get rejection, Keyra, but you'll bounce back because you will bounce back because you want it and you're going to work harder, yes?
Yeah.
You don't take it as a negative, you take it as a positive. It's how you can flip your mind.
Yeah, and it's learning.
Exactly.
Nothing's rejection, you just learn from everything.
Absolutely.
In life.
Everything's an experience, a life
definitely.
experience. So, going back to what I was saying, I idolised her and she really changed my mindset into being a stronger, more independent person. Do you know what I mean? And to go for everything. So that's where I wanted to put the twist on my dance classes and my school. So now I get children from so many different backgrounds, so many different walks of life. Some of them are just, the parents say to me, oh, Miss Keyra, she's really shy. She doesn't really like to communicate with adults or whatever, and then bang, they come to 3 of my classes and they're like a different person.
And I bet that gives you so much,
That's what I'm in it for.
Yeah.
I'm in it for that. Don't get me wrong, not 100% of my kids are going to want to be a dancer. That's fine. You don't have to come to class to do that because dance is not just dance.
Yeah.
There's life lessons within them classes.
Yeah, completely.
That people won't understand unless you're in it. Do you get what I mean?
Well, it does it because it helps kids with like confidence.
Yeah.
Like saying kids coming to you and the parents saying that they don't like to communicate with adults and then they're communicating and they're getting that confidence. And so it does have, loads and loads of benefits. And I guess it sort of builds you up to be a stronger adult, I guess. And I guess that's with your dancing career.
Yeah.
That's why you've been able to think, right, I am a mum now, but there's more to me than being a mum. I'm going to get myself back out there. So your dancing experience while younger will help you like it has for you as you get older.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, there's so much that I put into it. it's just crazy.
I can see like your passion as you're talking about it.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm just a good role model.
Yeah.
And that the kids know that there's a safe space within Miss Keyra. Do you get what I mean? There's
100%,
that safe person that they can go to or they can talk to or whatever. Because we're all different.
Yeah, definitely.
Every single person on this planet is different. You'll have, I don't know, things that you're better at, and I'll have things that I'm better at compared to you, and vice versa. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
We're all different, but that doesn't make you a bad person.
No.
It doesn't make me a bad person.
Or any less of a person.
Just a unique person.
Yeah.
And you've got to just love yourself for who you are.
And find yourself and your quality. Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. But even at a child's age, because I think social media and stuff like that is absolutely nuts nowadays.
Yeah, it
so
is.
you've got to...
It does really sort of affect your self-worth because you're always looking at other people, and if you're comparing, and if you already lack like self-love and confidence, and you are looking at somebody else and seeing something in somebody else that you feel that you lack, it's such a negative experience on social media if you are that person. Which it's sad really, because it can be such a positive place. But at
the same time though, it's like a lot of comparison, and it's not only that. It all depends on the child's background, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What past life experiences have they been through to make them think a certain way? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I guess like with your dancing and them building a bond up with you can help be the one influence that change in their mindset.
Well, I do. I always talk about social media because now I've got like students talking about the weight, their appearance and stuff like that, which is fine because it comes in at an early age, especially with this social media situation. So I need to make sure I just promote that as positively and as accurate as possible.
Yeah, 100%.
Because social media isn't right.
Yeah.
It's not all true. So what they see, all this perfection, what is perfection? Do you
Well,
get what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the kids are always asking, well, Miss Keyra, how can I lose weight? But who said that you got to lose weight?
Yeah.
Why have you got to lose weight?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? Be healthy, eat healthy.
Yeah,
and then I go on to like certain diets, certain foods, and it's just turning the mindset correct.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Doing
and
it
not,
right.
Definitely.
Instead of, it's kind of poisoning the mind, isn't it?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does, really does.
Yeah.
So sad, really. And obviously we've got young girls and even lads now being affected by the stuff that's being posted on social media. Yeah. I mean, we never really had it growing up as such.
God, I wish we could just go back to them days.
Yes, where it weren't there.
It's communication, it's talking, it's face to face. It's not all, let's just get on the phone.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it now. You even go out and everyone is on the phone, 99%.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of kids having it as well. And it's like, there's no communication anymore, is there? It's I
know. I
so...
try to make a point of it, though. You've got to live in the moment, right?
Yeah.
You can't be airy-fairy and be in the social media because it's all fakery. It's all,
completely.
You are only going to see what they want you to see. So it's not true. It's not reality, is
That's
it?
What people who, I don't know, say those mums that are sat at home and seeing people being successful or people, they take that as, you know, the point value of it. They don't see the struggle
behind
the
it.
tears.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, you as well. You were so open on our social medias because I like to for people to know the reality behind everything. I mean, I've had so many ups and downs, as have you. We've gone through all sorts of things which has made us stronger as people.
Oh,
not everybody can do that.
No.
And not everybody's honest about that. People just see someone on social media, see they're doing this, they're doing that, and then they feel like they're not good enough sometimes. But what they don't understand, I think, with some people is the actual struggle that person's gone through, the actual, you know, they've had dips in their mental health, they've had financial struggles, but they've chose, instead of dwelling on those things, they've chose to get some grit and determination and find some positivity from within and turn that around. So for me, I think it's all about being open and honest about every bit of journey.
Yeah, you have to be. You can't just lie about that and forget about them things. You've got to be honest.
Yeah, and I think that's more inspiring.
Exactly. And if you want to be a role model, like I want to be the best one that I can be for my situation, then I cannot lie about things. I've got to be totally honest. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's more inspiring when you're honest. Because then that person who sat there thinking they can't do it, they actually believe that they can because she's done it. This is why people who say, oh, don't post negative stuff, what's happening in your life. And I'm like, why? I said, why not? Like,
because
then I want that one person who sat at home feeling they can't achieve this, they can't do that, they're not good enough, thinking, well, she's done it. She felt like me.
Yeah.
She did that. So that's why I'm always open and honest on the social media.
Which I think is amazing.
I want people to think that they are good enough and they can do it, even at your lowest point. We've all been really, really low.
Yeah.
I've been low. You've been low.
I have. Yeah.
And it is really difficult to find that.
To get yourself out of the hole.
To get out of the hole and to find that one bit of that positivity within to think, right, I can focus on that and I can pull myself out. But everybody has got that. It's just really difficult for some people to find it. So I'm hoping that, from the social media posts, from this podcast, that people can actually see that most people have been at rock bottom and got to where they want to be. Most people have had to work to where they want to be. It's not all sunshine and fairies as it seems on social media.
I agree,
And, we've all had to work hard. You've obviously got twins, you've got your businesses, you're also a wife, you've got an husband to look after, and you're family. You're like,
it's a lot.
It's a lot to do.
It's a lot to contend with. But the thing is, I think as well, what made me change my mindset and how I think about things, you've got to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Don't do it for anyone else and for your surroundings.
Yeah,
and just do what you believe is right for you.
Yeah.
Like, people are going to have their opinions. My God, are they?
Yeah.
They're going to have bad opinions. They're going to have good opinions. They're going to have encouraging opinions. What's a shame in this day and age, a lot of people do not applaud people.
Yeah.
I will bend over backwards. If I see somebody like yourself, I'm like, wow, mate, congratulations.
Yeah,
like,
same.
wow, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Like, good for you. Why not? Why be like, how you say, jealous? It's like jealousy.
Yeah.
You know, that it's horrible.
Yeah, it is.
It's horrible.
And I think with success, as they see you balancing being a mom, businesses, a wife, they instead of seeing the inner work that goes in to make all this work, the things that you have to sacrifice, they start just seeing, right, well, she's got this and I don't have that. And then it does become a bit jealous and bitter.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's so many people, I've posted about it on Facebook, like there's enough sort of success in this world for everybody if we all help each other, like lift each other up, support each other, give each other tips, like I'm literally, I will help anybody, like it doesn't matter if they're in the same field as me, doesn't really matter because I'm unique to what I do, same as you're unique to what you do. You
There's
can
not
still help
Terri and there's not another Keyra, right?
Doesn't matter if you're doing the same thing.
No.
You're still totally different. You're different people. You'll always do things different ways. But I think it's really important as women that we support other women.
I
completely,
agree.
not sit there and say X, Y, and Z about them because they're being successful or because they've got a happy life or no. People just fall into that trap, don't they? Of like,
they do.
Or say something to one person about another, and I just feel like it's just not. It's a society we live in, but if people just actually took a step back and thought, do you know what? Wow. So and so said this about that person, but she's amazing.
Not everyone has that mindset. It'd
No.
be great. Another thing that I probably did do before I got into this mindset, I did a lot of work on me.
Yeah, same.
I had to strip everything back.
Yeah.
I had to deal with a lot of childhood traumas.
Same.
And
that's exactly what I've done this last
year. Just like proper, I just had to go to like therapy. I had to lay it all on the table because I was angry. I was so angry.
That's what I did.
I was
exactly
like,
what
what is
I did.
going on? I want to understand why I am
why
what
I'm
I
making
am.
the decisions that I'm making,
exactly.
what aren't always correct.
Yeah.
So you then have to go back and you have to go right back to your childhood and you have to unpick it all. And that's what I say to people as well. Do you know, when they'll say, oh, you're smashing it at a minute. I said, but I've had to do some very deep work. I've had to go back and heal from childhood trauma. Exactly the same as you. I've had to have therapy. I've had to look at some of the decisions that I've made, accept them, move on. They don't define me.
Agree.
They've happened to me. They aren't me. And I think another thing as well, like I want people to not let the things that have happened to them define them as a person, not them and not to define the future, because the future's not happened yet. The past is the past. We can heal from it, we can move on from it, and we must do.
Yeah, of course.
We need to then focus on what's happening in the future, which obviously, like, we've got sort of like, I don't know, like similar determination, similar outlooks. We might not have gone through the same things, but there's still things that have happened to us which have made us the people that we are today.
Absolutely.
And instead of being that person that looks back and feels sorry for ourselves, we're not. We're using that, and we're using that to build a foundation to help inspire others, and obviously improve our own lives, improve our children's lives, and then also inspire them. So
because they look up to us, right?
Completely.
So I think that's another thing. The kids ultimately made me want to do work on myself, which then ultimately got me to where I am today. So it was all stemmed from my kids.
Yeah,
really.
definitely.
Because your eyes, you see life through a different set of eyes when you have kids, yeah?
Yeah.
I look at them, I think, wow, these are mine. They're blank canvases. What they become in life is on me.
Definitely.
So I have to be the best person I can be. I'm getting emotional. But do you get what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. So anything what you're doing in your life leading up to them kids growing up is going to be a reflection of what decisions they make as an adult.
Absolutely,
it's a very, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, Keyra, like, from this self-reflection I've done this last year, I have literally had so much mum guilt. The decisions that I've made, like, I feel so bad. Like, I feel like I have then ingrained little things in my children that, like, I didn't want them to see or I didn't want them to go through. And at one point when I was going through this healing process, I was beating myself up about it. And then I thought, no, because you know that now. I'm self-aware. So now I'm working it background now to bring that back round. And
look how much change you've made. Yeah, you've like a totally reformed person.
I know.
But everything happens
and
for
my kids
a
can
reason.
see that.
I know they
That's
can.
the thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Everything that happens to us, the kids see.
Yeah.
Not everything. Obviously, we do try and keep a lot away from, but things happen to us and what are out of our control, what the kids might see.
Yeah.
But yet they'll also see that strong woman, that my mum coming out of that. My mum might have cried, but my mum's doing this now. So that's what I've had to sort of flip round in my mindset. Again, part of the healing process, because those little people are like, we are their inspiration. Not just on people on social media, not just people that see us, as these businesswomen, these entrepreneurs, like our little people.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
they are the most important people that we want to inspire.
Yeah.
And we're not always inspiring because we're just humans. You know what I mean? We make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
But as long
every single one of us
as long as we are sort of learning from their mistakes and they can see the changes and.
Yeah, because they're going to make mistakes, right?
Yeah,
it's how they handle their mistakes.
Definitely.
How do they go about it in life? How will they handle a situation? How will they come out of a situation?
Yeah.
That's parenting, right? That's all what we're here to do, to make sure that they pick the right choices and do the right thing.
Yeah.
They're not going to all the time, but how do they come out of it? But that's with everything that happens in life, right?
Is, yeah.
And what we do, like your businesses with your diets and your health and stuff like that, and mine with dancing, we just promote, but just in different ways.
Yeah.
The correct mindset.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's beautiful if everyone would jump on board with it all. Do you know what I mean? But not many people do.
No, I know.
Do you know what I mean? And I applaud you for doing this, because it will make a massive change. If people did start picking up on this and did start thinking, well, you know what? Yeah, I can do it. All right, I'm a mum. I'm what?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. It took a lot in me to think, right, Key, it's time. You're going to have to work on yourself, mate. You're going to have to figure out why you are.
Yeah.
And why you're acting like you're acting, and why. It didn't all make sense in my head. I had to level it out.
Yeah.
Every human, everything's like maths, isn't it?
Yeah,
You've got to just figure it out. Why
unpick.
Why are you like what you are? And then when I found out why I was what I am and why I suffered with anxiety and I had depression when I was younger, and I was self-conscious in my body.
Yeah.
I like not eating disorders, but I used to not eat, and then I turned to smoking not to eat because I was on a contract and they said I was too fat. Just things like that which stick in your head.
Yeah.
I just needed to know, but why? Why did I take it to that extreme to do that? But I understood it when I went through the therapy.
And I feel like when you do that as well, do you know, when you unpick that and you learn, you can then pass that knowledge and advice and help others. And that's one thing that I'm really passionate about. You can't fix everybody. No. You can give some, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink it.
Exactly, yeah.
But as long as there's people like us who have gone through those things, who are open on us, who are sharing, I feel like you're going to help. If I help one person with one post, that's me. I'm happy. Do you know when I was doing my sobriety, people were saying, "Oh, here she goes again, 360 days."
No, but I applaud you.
And I'm thinking, do you know what? Do you know the only reason I was sharing that is because the messages that I used to get. Yeah. I stopped counting because I weren't fancying a drink and I were on this amazing journey. Yeah. So I stopped counting. Yeah. I did pull back sharing a little bit, and people messaged me saying, "I'm a Daisy now, I miss your post, you've inspired me." So many people have changed their relationship with alcohol. Yeah. Had breaks with alcohol just from my post. Like my break, I've obviously completed that 11 months and so many days. Wow. Now if I want to drink, my relationship with alcohol has totally changed. I will have a drink. Yeah. But I don't really fancy a drink. I think I've had like 2 drinks and I never got drunk because I'd had a few to be sociable. Then I thought, what am I doing?
Yeah.
And I just stopped drinking.
Yeah, because you just look at drink it in a different
light.
light.
Like I was using drink to mask the problems rather than deal with the problems. Yes. So once I've dealt with the problems, the drink aspect is I've got a totally different relationship with it. Like, I
course,
don't need to drink because I feel stressed. I don't need a drink because someone's upset me or I'm struggling.
You've dealt with it.
Yeah, because I've dealt with it and I'll deal with it rather than mask it.
Yeah.
So that were really important for me to do that. But I just feel like you sort of, it is hard as well, I think, Keyra. Do you not think like sometimes like when you're a mum and obviously you're a mum, you're then obviously striving to have these successful businesses, it can be a lot of pressure.
It can be because you don't want to fail.
No, and loads of people love to see you fail.
Do you know what I mean? You don't want to fail, not because, I don't know, I just don't want to let my kids down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not really about me failing because I know I'm good at what I do. Do you know what I mean? That's me not being big-headed, but I've worked and I've studied and I've been to classes and I've gone through it all. So I've done it. I've put it in. I don't want to fail my kids.
Yeah.
You know, my dance school kids, the kids that I've inspired. Like I get messages, oh, thank you, Miss Keyra. And they approach me, not just for dance, for personal problems.
Stuff,
Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, you're coming to me for that. And that to me means everything.
That means you're doing what you really
they've got that person that they can reach out to. Do you know what I mean? Because like I say, the children that I do teach, some of them come from really restricted backgrounds that, you know, don't have, a mum. And don't have a mum and dad and etc. Do you know what I'm saying? So when they're coming to me with issues or they see me as that person where they can really lay that stuff onto, that's amazing for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It shows that they trust me, and that's the whole point of this.
Yeah.
So I don't want to fail. I can't fail because then I'm failing these kids and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I will keep going. But I'm not doing bad. They still keep coming and it's great. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still keep getting students and I don't really advertise. It's just all kind of
like
word of mouth.
Yeah.
And
I think it's good that, you know, that kids have got someone on who they can form a bond with and trust with, which is not always like a parent. And some people don't feel like they can speak to their parents. So it's good that through the dancing, they've also got that level of, you've got time for them. Because a lot of dance schools, I imagine, don't put as much into that side as they just do the dancing.
It's hard having a dance school, you know, like a full-on dance school is hard. And I've seen it from being a dance mum with Naya. You know, it's hard. How they run a school, only God knows, because it's a lot. You get them mums that are like too much and they're like, oh, why is my dad, you know, like just them mums that are just on it and haven't got a clue. And then you get them mums that just go with it and they're just easy going. It's a lot to contend with. To be fair, it's not really the teaching. The teaching part's easy. It's everything else.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it. Do you know what I'm saying? But some of the dance schools are probably more in it for money, which is right. It's how you want to see it. Do you want to see it as a profitable business, or are you
You've
getting
got to have both, haven't you? It's only like me with diapers. I genuinely like to help people lose weight, but I am also a business.
Yeah.
So you've got to have that. I've got so much compassion like you have for your students. I've got compassion for my members. But I am also a business, so you've still got to be able to provide for your family as well as. So it's like it's finding that balance, isn't it?
Yeah.
And go on. Sorry.
I did struggle because obviously my passion, I struggled to turn it into a business.
Yeah.
And then I had people to come in and say, Keyra, stop.
Yeah.
Like my friend Shelley, she said like, come on, Keyra, you're running a business, mate. You're running at a loss here.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I was.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, I didn't care because I was doing something I love and these kids are coming to me and they're like, they don't go to dancing. They don't speak to people. They're like kind of recluses and they just... the parents are just trying to get it out of them. Do you know what I mean? So they're coming to me and they're finding that in me. So the passion
overtook the financial
situation. Don't get me wrong, I don't make the world now, Terri-Ann, because I'm not in it for that.
Yeah.
Maybe eventually, I don't know. But right now, I'm just happy doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, and enjoying what you're doing.
At my point in life, and I'm like nearly 40, I'm just getting out now.
Yeah.
You know what you like put into the world, you get out?
Yeah.
I just want to get something now.
Yeah.
I've done my life of like getting money and doing and you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's nice to get some profit. But right now, I just want to get something in like soul reward.
That is the
best. Instead of financial.
Yeah.
Maybe financial.
The thing is, financial, it comes and goes, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course
but no one can take that away from you once it's in here. Once
and you know what? Money's the root of all evil, mate.
Oh, I agree.
Trust me.
I agree. And I just also think as well, like what going on to the business money financial thing, like when I were obviously really, really like smashing it all them years ago, I had I was making a fortune.
Yeah.
But I was so unhappy.
Yeah.
using the money to just buy my happiness. Whereas now I don't have as much, but I'm genuinely happy in here.
Yeah.
And that means more money. You can't buy that. Like, obviously money does help with obviously people who are like, you know, if you can't pay your bills and stuff, you have that extra stress and stuff like that. I get that. Like you say, money can't buy happiness, but I'm not talking about a feeling. Like when you've got loads of money, you like compensate how you're feeling here by buying things, and it'll never hit the spot. Like there's not that many rich people in the world that are absolutely truly happy.
Look at famous people. Look at famous. Take a look at them.
They have everything.
They have everything, but none of them are happy.
No.
You've got
so many who've
committing suicide,
lost their lives,
are on drugs. You know, just to, like you said, mask reality.
Reality. Rather than find the happiness from within.
Yeah.
And then if you've got obviously you're financially great, amazing. You know, it works hand in hand. But I mean, a lot of people who are just focusing solely on money and not the other side of it. You know, your actual how you feel inside, your mindset. Your passion, you know, I think you just lose yourself. I think that's what probably happened to me, you know. Probably a little bit lost myself in having everything at a fingertip, going on holiday when I wanted. If I felt angry, I'd just go on holiday or, you know, buying a bag.
And masking.
Masking. Lost myself.
What you was feeling inside.
Yeah, and then when obviously everything, like my marriage broke down and stuff, and I'd stopped working and the money stopped coming in, I had nothing to mask. I couldn't go and buy a Louis Vuitton bag anymore.
Deal with it.
So then, I ended up drinking.
Well, deal with it. So
you
ended up drinking, which was a different
drinking
mask.
Yes, a different mask. And then obviously I did that, and then I was like sick of it. Obviously, still sick of it, and I thought no. So then that's when the whole.
So what made you change? So mine was, I think, the kids. Looking at my kids, what made you think, right, this needs to stop? So
probably the kids as well. Like they were coming home from the dads on a weekend, and I were not doing. So obviously, your Monday to Friday school regimental into hobbies. Yeah. So on a weekend they go to the dads every weekend, come back on a Sunday. The only day that I probably get spending, I was spending in bed, hungover, not feel. I'm really like mardy with them all the time till about Wednesday because I were hungover. I'd not slept all weekend.
Yeah.
And it was just a horrible cycle, and like I was just losing my relationship with my kids type thing in my heart. Yeah. Losing myself, and I thought, I don't want to go on like this. I want to get my life back. I want to enjoy being with my kids. I want to, get home on a Sunday and we're going out and we're spending quality time together. Yeah, it's nice. And I just thought I'm just gonna try and quit for a little while. Yeah. Obviously I'd lost myself in my business, so although I had that business, that hungover in week, I weren't doing that either. So I was it were a bit of a mess, to be honest. And I just thought, I'm not doing this no more. So I thought, right, just have a break from alcohol. Yeah. See what you can do. Get back in gym and get your business back on track and get seeing your kids, properly. Yeah. And I just obviously we're only supposed to be like a couple of months break, but obviously I didn't miss it. My life, my total
reform.
It just turned around. So obviously I was going to the gym regular. I was posting regular. Yeah. I was regaining the trust of my members. Yeah. I was spending proper mint time with kids on a Sunday, and then we were doing stuff in week because I went on over till Wednesday. Yeah. My life just seemed to just be full again. It was just genuinely full. Obviously, in the background, I was doing work on healing or my trauma and stuff. And it just seemed to be a massive changing point for me was just completely quitting alcohol. Then refinding myself, then healing. Yeah. And then I've obviously never looked back. I'm like, it's been a year now. Yeah. Obviously, I've had a couple of drinks in the last 2 weeks, I think. Yeah. A month or something. Yeah. But
you've got a different relationship.
Yeah, my relationship's different with alcohol. I'm not drinking because I want to get shit-faced because I feel a kind of way. Yeah. I'm just having a couple of drinks with my mates. Yeah. And that's okay. I think people who drink alcohol on a different subject quickly. I think if you drink and it's for sort of pleasure, as in you're just going for a few drinks and it doesn't affect your life. Yeah. After that couple of drinks, you're not going and sessioning or you're not feeling depressed and you're not. I think that's those drinkers are fine. Anybody what I think is using it to mask things, it's ruining their life, it's ruining the relationship, it's taking them away from the kids, and I would definitely say temporarily quit or stop completely. It depends if you're dependent on it, obviously completely stop.
I never got that. I've never drank. No. See, my dad doesn't drink. He's like teetotal. Yeah. Not because of anything, just out of choice. He doesn't like to drink. The most I've probably ever seen him in my whole existence is like have a shandy with like more lemonade than the beer.
I do think, this is another thing here, just to interrupt you, with regards to like drinking habits, they are formed from your parents. That was another thing what concerned me. I don't want my kids to think that drinking your problems away. So obviously you just bringing up that with your dad, like not drinking and you not drinking much, that'll be because he didn't drink much. But a lot of people's families now, environments are just evolve around alcohol.
A lot.
I mean, so just to go on about your dad.
Yeah,
sorry.
no, that's true. That is true, actually. But like I said, that's why I changed what I did, because of my kids looking at me. What's mummy doing? Because I'm around a lot. Like Robert, dad.
Yeah.
He's working a lot. He's got different things going on. So I'm primarily the ones that the kids communicate with them, the majority of the time. But my dad didn't drink. So my brother doesn't drink. He's a health freak. He's a gym He doesn't do anything. He's on more vitamins than you can imagine. He's like health freak, food, all that jazz. My mum has a drink every now and again, but I've never been one to drink. So obviously we're from Malta. People have a glass of wine with food, whatever, great. But when I came to England when I was 13, I saw a different situation.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel English people like, not all.
It evolves around. The life evolves around it. Everything.
Agree.
Children's Christmas. When I stopped drinking, I realised like a christening. It's not focused on going to church or christening your child. It's, They're all do it for alcohol, drinks after and party. Birthday parties now. They're all evolved. Everything just everybody's life evolves around drink, which is fine as long as it's not affecting people's lives. But I'll tell you what, since I quit drinking, the amount of people that message me saying it's ruining my life, I can't stop drinking. You wouldn't believe the amount of people that are alcohol dependent, not an alcoholic, because people think alcohol dependent means I'm getting up in the morning and I'm drinking alcohol. Alcohol dependent means that every time you feel a kind of way or you can have a drink, you want a drink. That's being alcohol dependent. If you're stressed and you want a drink, that's being alcohol dependent. Because you're using alcohol to get you through that stress. And people don't realise it. They just think alcoholism is someone who gets up in the morning and has a drink. No, that's someone who, do you know, when they finish work and they've had a stressful day and they need a drink every day, that's alcoholism.
Okay.
And people don't even realise it. It's something that I've learned.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's something I've learned. It's like in England, most people's coping mechanism is alcohol. But what they don't realise is it actually stresses your body out more and causes your whole body to feel a lot worse than what it is. You're stressing interceptors, everything. And then obviously it's a depressant, so it lowers your mood. So that stress what you had yesterday is now 10 times worse, plus you're depressed because you've had a depressant next day.
Yeah, so you're basically just going round in a
circle.
And
it is obviously educational. People don't know that. They just think, I'm having a drink because I'm stressed, but there's a lot more to it.
It's knowing the facts behind it.
But, and then obviously then as mums, we're drinking and showing our kids that that's what you do when you're stressed. It's generational. It's like so obviously you don't drink much, so your kids are very unlikely to drink much.
Yeah, and Robert doesn't drink. We don't. And to be fair, if I do go out, I'll have a glass of wine. Yeah. But I'm one of them.
It's different if you're going out like the odd time, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? You're going out with girls. And but I'm like people who are drinking wine every night.
Even when I go out with the girls, did you know when to stop?
No.
You see, I do.
Yeah, that's the difference. But that's because, again, your parents weren't big drinkers. You weren't around that sort of lifestyle.
I just didn't like the feeling.
Yeah.
So I'd just be like, no, water now.
My Leah's like that, which I'm quite surprised about, which makes me feel a lot better because obviously my drinking were out of control from being about 13. I'm not going to lie. I've always drank. I've always drank and made bad decisions. Every bad decision that I've made in my life has been through alcohol. Yeah. Everyone. Yeah. Take the alcohol away.
It's not you, is it?
No.
It's just a different version of you.
I'm quite surprised, again, when I was going on about being a mum and setting examples and boundaries. I'm so shocked and pleased that my Leah is nothing like, her relationship with alcohol is nothing like mine.
Good.
I don't know whether it's because since she's been able to drink and seen me change, she's just not bothered about drinking. And if she goes out now, she will go out round town and then she gets little cans of water so people don't know she's not drinking because she just doesn't like the feeling. So for us, when we were talking about earlier, obviously things that you do affects the decisions that your kids make, you can turn it around.
Of course you can.
So that's what I take peace from that. So I take peace from the decisions that Leah's making because I might only be a year, but she's seen the turnaround now and most definitely that's influencing her decisions with alcohol. So, you know, people sat at home thinking, well, I've done this over years, like my kids, you know, I've done it. I thought, oh God, well, I've done that. My kids are good. You can reverse it.
Because they're still looking at you, no matter what age they are. You still look at your mum and think, I look up to this woman. Like,
without you even knowing it.
Yeah, even now, like I look at my mum and decisions she does, I think, well, that must be the right decision. That's what my mum's done. I'm going to go with what she says. Yes. Even though I'm my own person and I'm a mum, you still look at them as like...
So it doesn't matter what, like you don't, this is what I'm saying, like don't beat yourself up about any, this is what I'm saying to anyone listening, don't beat yourself up about decisions that you've made, things that you've done in front of your kids because you can turn it around, you can you can put a positive spin on anything that's happened negatively. You've just got to look at it differently, change it, and sort of give them something else to be inspired by. If you've done that thing wrong, you can do something else right. No one's perfect.
No one's perfect. Just if they're like so whoever's listening to this podcast, if they are sat there and thinking, well, I want to do something, but I'm scared, and shall I? Oh, I might. No, I'm not going to do it. I don't think I can. Or just do it.
Just do
what
it.
have you got to lose?
Yeah, you've got nothing
to lose.
to
we
lose.
get one chance.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean? This ain't a dress rehearsal. This life isn't. We're all not going to be here forever, right?
Yeah.
Time's going. As the older I get, I feel like time just flies.
Yeah, I do.
And I'm just like, God, I just need to do things. I just want to.
That's what I've been doing. Just go for it.
Why not? What have you got to lose in reality?
Nothing. All you've got is gain.
Exactly.
If you don't start, you're never gonna. You're just stuck.
No.
And if you start and it doesn't pan out like you wanted to, you've got nothing. You've not lost anything.
No, have you?
But
That's
more
what I
than
mean.
likely, you're gonna gain something. And if you don't, even if it's a failure, you gain experience.
Absolutely.
You gain knowledge.
It's not a failure.
You gain
I don't
grip.
see it as a
well,
failure.
It isn't.
It's a
just,
lesson.
It's a lesson. Yeah.
That's it.
I hate that word actually.
You
failure.
just move on.
Do you know what I mean?
Like that's what I tried to say to my kids because they never win. Like Naya, she does dance competitions. One time she might win, the next time she might get third. She doesn't understand it, but I'm like, Naya, you haven't failed. You haven't lost anything.
No.
And what have you lost? Oh, medal, okay. Get a grip. You've gone out there, you've smashed a solo. You just work harder, babe. It's all personal choice. It's life.
Yeah, it is.
Sometimes you're going to go out there and people are going to be like, yeah, I'll give you a job.
Yeah.
Some people are like, no, I'm not going to give you a job. So it's not just dance. It's how Naya handles it. So now my daughter will be like, oh, it's no problem. It's only a medal. It's fine.
Yeah.
Next time, Mum, when am I doing it again?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well done. Good girl.
That's it. And
even Rocco, it's just, that's how you should be. You've got to keep going. Life ain't easy.
It really ain't.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm glad you said that the struggles that we've been through, it's been Like, I know I've been through
Yeah, I have.
Excuse my language, but do you know what I mean? It's not been easy. Everyone sees me driving a Range Rover and look at her, she's doing. Mate, do you know what I've been through though?
Yeah.
If I was to lay it, it's a different podcast in itself. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Covering so many different emotions and areas of my childhood to then my teenage years.
Yeah.
Wow, it's a lot.
People don't realise.
No, they
just
don't.
see you as this successful person. Don't realise the depression,
No.
the anxiety,
No.
the struggles, everything you've had to battle to get to where you are.
Yeah.
And who knows? You might have one of them battles again.
Oh,
But you won't
absolutely,
quit and you will work through
Yeah.
it and you will do it. And that's the
Yeah.
thing. You can
Yeah.
always get through whatever life throws at you.
Absolutely,
As
yeah.
long as you just look at it differently. And it is
Yeah.
very hard when you're in that position.
It
When
is.
you're at your lowest, you can't see anywhere but the floor.
No.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
But you do find that inner strength. You always find that
Yeah.
inner strength.
Just don't rely on anyone.
Yeah.
I thought, come on, Key, you're going to have to stand up,
Yeah.
wake up, wash your face. What are you going to do today? You're
Yeah.
going to sort it out or you're just going to be in this rut?
Definitely.
You have to do it for
And just
you.
them little steps, just little baby steps.
Yeah.
Like when you're feeling like that, when you're feeling like, oh, your day ends up, you wake up and everything seems to go wrong and you're just like, why am I even bothering? But
No, I know.
yeah, you need to bother.
Yeah,
and it's
you
just having
do.
that little bit of grit, which I know some people don't always have. And I just think if you don't, do you know what I like to do? It's like these podcasts, I'll listen to podcasts if I feel like I need a little bit of inspiration, or I'll go on, even on TikTok. I do like some stuff on TikTok, what motivates and inspires me.
Yeah.
Or I'll just go on some social media person.
Yeah.
It's about as well who you surround yourself with, because I know
I agree.
you're the one who's got to do
I
it.
agree.
However, you absorb your environment.
agree.
So if you're constantly surrounding yourself
My God,
with
yeah.
someone negative, if you're constantly surrounding yourself what drags other people down, judges people,
Yeah.
or if you're surrounding yourself, or on social media, if you're scrolling people who are negative, who are
You've
always
gotta
moaning,
remove,
you absorb it yourself. And then you become that person. So I think it's really important that people surround themselves with people who are positive.
Yeah.
Follow social media people that are positive, that inspire,
agree.
that make you want to change, that make you want to do things that you think you can't do.
Yeah.
What basically just, it's just all about everything that you everything you listen to, everything you scroll through on social media, people you knock about with, they will influence your future.
I went through therapy, and that's what my therapist said to me. The first thing he said to me, Keyra, get rid of all negativity. The people, the things,
the social
places,
media,
everything. Get rid. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, get rid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but why do I need to? He said, get rid. You need to get rid. And you know what? I got rid of everything.
Yeah.
I
Even
had
people.
to let go of No, unfortunately,
Yeah,
I
you
did.
do. Yeah.
Because then I reevaluated. I saw things from a different light.
perspective, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I started
Do you know when you
looking
do
at
that
my
as well?
friends.
When you heal, right, and you do that and you remove these things and you think, wow.
When you look back.
Yeah. Like, I can't believe I stayed in that friendship. I can't believe I followed that social media account. I can't believe and you think, wow, like, and then also it gives you a little bit of peace because you think, well, I probably did that because of that type thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm not that person no more. I've removed myself from that position, from that person. And I just feel like that is so important as well. Like, your surroundings define the people that
100%.
And although it's hard, and I mean, you can't always cut people off and sort of say, I'm not speaking to you again,
no,
type thing. You pull away.
I just pulled away. Exactly.
Yes. You pull away and you put your energy into, take a step back.
It.
You don't fall out with people. There's family members what'll influence your decisions. There's family members that will drain and bring out toxic traits in you and will make you feel worthless. So you can't always get rid of your family, unfortunately, but you can sort of you can take a step back, limit the engagement, limit the amount of sort of time they have in your mind in influencing, what your thoughts are. You just pull back a bit and you focus, then you push more forward into the positive family members, the positive friends, the positive things in your life. And I think that's a really important step to obviously to change as well.
100%.
If you're sat there now, anybody listening's thinking like you're stuck in this rut and you feel like you can't change the things around you.
Yeah, first,
so if you feel like
that's what he said I had to do first. That was my first exercise.
Yeah.
Evaluate everything
around you.
And then I had to go and give him a list of what I did. And I gave him a list. And my God, it was just totally different. Like I said, I didn't fall out with anyone.
Yeah, it just took a step back.
Because that's not my kind of personality to be nasty to anyone. I just took a step back.
Yeah.
I didn't really communicate with these friends that I thought were my friends. But really, when I look in, that wasn't really a friendship, unfortunately.
Yeah, and you
which
do.
Is
and
sad.
when you look at those things, you realise that, but you don't see it at the time. Especially if you're in a rut, you cling on to these things.
Yes,
you cling on to these things that you think are part of your life or are helping you, and they're really not.
Yeah, so that's why you can't evolve.
You can't change. You can't get out of the rut.
Stuck in this like black zone.
Yeah,
you want to get out of it.
Yeah,
do you know what
completely.
I mean?
And I think that's so important.
Yeah, that was
to evaluate everything around you. If you're feeling you're in a rut, there'll be things influencing you to stay in that rut, and you need to get rid of them, change them. Then you change.
Absolutely, but don't feel guilty, because I felt a bit of, but I feel guilty because some of them were family members.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, really? Do I pull away from these people? My God, the family, like, but I had to.
You have to.
And when I did, it was just totally different, even though I did feel a bit of that guilt. But you can't, that's the self-work that you have to do on you.
It's another side of it.
Yeah, it's another side of it. You can't feel that guilt. You have to let that go.
Yeah, you do.
Because really, you're working on you. That's what I mean by saying, don't do it for everyone else.
Do it for yourself.
You have to do it for you. So whatever that means, it entails.
Sometimes you have to be selfish.
Yeah, I was just about to
so
say
you
that.
be selfish, and it's not in a selfish way of, you're a horrible person. It's a selfish way as in you're focusing on you.
Yeah.
When you focus on you and you feel good inside, you're good for everybody else.
Absolutely.
You're a good mum.
Yeah.
You're a good wife. You're a good friend. You're a good daughter. So although the work is selfish, as a sense, you are literally going to sort of be such a better person for everybody around you. That's what I think that has definitely happened to me this last year.
Yeah, definitely. But you've blossomed.
Yeah.
And I mean, it took a lot, but I'm glad that I took that step.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think you just have to just say, right, this is it.
Yeah.
And especially if you've got kids, if you can't look in their eyes and think that's the reason to change.
Yeah.
Then
I mean, if you haven't got kids, because there's people who listen who
haven't
haven't got kids. I
kids,
mean, we ours is based on our kids, because they're most important to us. But there'll be people out there who haven't got kids who then what do they change for? But again, like you've said multiple times, you change for you. You change for you, and you change around you, and then changes happen around you. When you change for you, changes happen around you. And I think
because what a shame, right? You get one chance on this earth, just one chance.
Yeah.
You're not coming back. You ain't coming back. I ain't coming back. To not be the best version of yourself. What a shame not to give yourself that chance. It's a shame, right?
Definitely. There's only us and our self-limiting beliefs that hold us back.
Yeah.
And there's only us deep down. Yes, our circumstances can be bad and our circumstances can be difficult.
Yeah.
But it's how we deal with them
I agree.
that makes the whole situation, the whole life a whole lot worse. And I'm sat here now, sort of come out the other end of having to learn all this, which is why when I say it now, I'm saying it from experience. I'm not saying it because I've been a therapist and I've gone to a therapy course and I've gone to university.
I'm just saying
we're saying it from experience because we've lived it and we know that it happens,
Yeah,
and
of
you
course
can
it
do
does.
it.
Yeah, you can.
And never to let your circumstances or things happen in your life, I think, determine one, who you are, and one, what you do in your life.
Yeah,
because all
absolutely,
that's
I
going to
agree.
do is hold you back.
Yeah.
You'll always have somebody who sort of will try and drag you back, and
There
try
is
and,
always going to be, even when you get to a point of doing yourself, kind
and
of
you're self-aware, your
assessment, and you
self-love.
start getting somewhere, you're going to get tests thrown at you. You are going to get the hate,
and that's all they are,
it.
tests.
Yeah, I got the hate because I remember I reached out. You reached out to me and said, "Key, stop.
Yeah,
you're doing great.
Great.
Just carry on your road.
Focus what you're doing."
But for a minute, I did lose myself. I was like,
why are they being
so much hate? Why are they being nasty? I haven't done anything to them. Why are they doing that to me?
But then, like we said, it's just a reflection on themselves. Anybody what's nasty, even these social keyboard warriors who don't know you, people who do know you, all it is a reflection on themselves and something that they're missing. That's what I said to you, didn't I? It's just something that they're lacking and missing in themselves, unfortunately. And all you can do is hope that they do find peace and they do find happiness itself. But unfortunately, it's all about how you feel. And you can't take on board what they're saying there. That's their own thing. That's their own insecurity, and that's their own problem.
Opinion on the situation. And they're entitled to their opinion,
completely.
right?
Yeah,
but you can't let that affect what you are and where you're going, because that's their opinion. Like, I could say, I don't like your tracksuit, but that's my opinion. You like your tracksuit.
Yeah, that's it.
But it's how you handle that.
Yeah, it's how I take that. Like, some people take it to heart, don't they? And
they do. And to be honest, I did. I did take it to heart at the beginning. I did not. Because I did all this work and I eliminated all these things, and I was like, wow, I'm in a really good place. And then all of a sudden, bang, Keyra, no, I'm going to knock you down again.
That's what happens, though. That's what happens. It's like a test.
Yeah.
Like, she's done this self-work, let's test her. I feel like that's what happens.
Yeah.
Like, she's done this self-work, let's test her, and it's still a test. And it's, again, it strengthens you. And it's something to learn from, and part of the process.
I agree, a part of the process. And even though it took me a minute to realise of how I need to think about these comments and how I need to take these comments, because I did take a step back, because I was like, it's hurting me a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because some of the comments I was getting from what I thought were my friends that was supporting me, but there wasn't really. And there were people that were questioning me and doing that only because they wanted to benefit their business.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? They weren't really applauding me. They were trying to take my ideas or take my things because they wanted to do it. And they are.
You get that a lot, don't you?
But do you get what I'm saying? You've just got to rise above it and just carry on your road.
Yeah, carry on your road and carry on that inner work, because when you start, you'll find that I've found if people like that are affecting you, then there's still a bit more work to do.
Yeah, I agree.
And there's always more work to do, because there's always someone to knock you down, and there's always going to be, life always throws something at you. But obviously, as you do the self-work, self-development, you handle those situations a lot better.
Yeah, they're all lessons, aren't they? It's a part of the
you've
process.
got to look at it. You've just got to look at it like that's a lesson. I'm going to learn from it. I'll work through it. Yeah. And it's just, again, mindset. It's just switching that mindset.
Yeah. It's a part of the process. And it is the positivity. You have to keep positive.
Yeah.
Just keep on your road. I think I started, every time I got a bit of negativity, I switched it to a positive.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, well, I'm going to do this now.
Roll with that instead. Because a lot of people have some negativity, they roll with negativity, and then everything gets negative. Whereas if you get a bit of negativity now, push it towards positivity. I'll flip it. You've just got to learn. Again, it's a learning process, and it's becoming self-aware of that. And I think if people actually take a step back when something negative happens and actually unpick it, they'll find that it's not that negative. You can turn this, you can spin it, you can get something positive out of it always, even though it doesn't seem like it at the time.
It never does, though, does it? But the brain, it's a funny thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
How a brain works is funny,
man. Works against us sometimes.
It does work against us sometimes, but it's funny how it works, because you always can control your thoughts.
Yeah, you can.
I never knew I could.
Yeah, you can.
So even though you could make me feel upset now, I can switch it and make me think, well, all right, but I can still control my thoughts not to go into that place.
It's a good place to be at that, isn't it? After years of your thoughts controlling you and your decisions, it's a good place to get to that. I mean, where like you're nearly 40, I'm 40, and I wish I'd have done this years ago.
My God, so do I. Jesus Christ. But they always say, oh, come on, you're young, do it now, do it now. You think, oh, I'm going to live forever, but you don't. No. I always say that, in the back of my head, not out loud. God, imagine I had this mindset when I was in my 20s. Wow, where would I be? But I'm all right with that, because I believe everything happens for a reason. I'm Catholic, I am religious, and I believe God had to put me through them things for me to come out where I am today. I don't think I'd be the Keyra I am, this is the true Keyra.
Well, they say, don't they? I
mean,
I'm Christian, a born again Christian from last year, and basically God, if you ask God for patience, he will give you things to test your patience.
Yeah.
If you asked God for anything, he will give you something to test that, because he's not just going to give it to you.
No.
You've got to work for everything in life. And also, you know, the struggles are basically, I always think, a test for something good at the end.
Yeah.
So if you can spin a struggle on a positive whim again, and see it as a test and see it as something better is going to come out of this struggle.
Absolutely.
Again, a mindset shift again.
Yeah. But turning it to religion.
Yeah.
But like even in my religion, in Catholic, it says in what we believe in, what you put into the planet, what you put into the kids, the people, the life, God will give you.
Yeah.
So that's why when I said to you, I'm not in it really for the money, because I'm putting in because I just want it now.
That's like me.
I want it for just me.
And I think, do you know, when I obviously first started my diet business, it were all about helping the people. And I was so passionate about helping these people that couldn't afford a diet plan. Then money got involved, and I started to focus more on the business side, on the money, lost myself a bit. So I agree with that. I think now I've got my passion back to help people.
Yeah.
I might not earn as much money as I used to do, but the messages and the heartfelt sort of feeling I get from them people who have turned their lives around, who've got better, you know, their health's improved, far outcries any financial gain anyway. But then what happens is, when your focus is the people and giving back and helping people, that side sort of happens naturally.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
That's the thing. Whereas when you get all greedy and just focused on that, you are set to.
But going back to like religion, money is the root of all evil. It's in the Bible.
It is.
So when you start thinking money,
completely
forget about it. You're not a nice person. What's money? You need money. I always want to make sure that my kids are okay. I have a roof. I can feed them good food. I can clothe them. I can house them. I can just give them what they need. I'm not bothered in all this airy fairy stuff. It's not, money doesn't really impress me. I'd rather, if I had £1,000, say, come on, Terri-Ann, let's go make memories, because you can't buy that. Shall we go and have a laugh and have a chat and do something? I'm all about making memories. You know, people look at me, oh, she's going on holiday again, or she's going there. But I want to do that. I could be going down the road on a holiday in England or whatever. Do you know what I mean? But I'm making memories.
Yeah, we're kids.
Do you know what I mean? That's what you can't buy. When I'm gone, they'll look back and think, oh, I did that with Mum. Can you remember when Mum did that? Or
that's it.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's not just about money, is it? It's about what you get out of it, like for your soul.
Yeah,
do
completely.
You know what I mean?
And
but
the memories that you make.
Absolutely, because you can't buy that.
No.
You can't, and you can't take money with you when you're gone.
Definitely not.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's good to have.
Yeah, it's good not to have a worry about paying your bills. I know this day and age people have a lot of struggles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, I've been through a stage in my life where I did a little bit.
We all
just
do.
obviously, you've just got to have that little bit of grit and determination to turn it all around. And obviously you with your businesses, which you're absolutely smashing. Mine's being turned around now. I'm absolutely smashing it. You know, it's all from, again, you know, learning and sort of assessing what's gone on in the past, but not living in the past.
Yeah, definitely.
Learning from it, moving
dwell on
forward.
The past. You can't. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be there. You can't get away from it. Do you know what I mean? If you made bad decisions, whatever, it's going to be there, yeah? Sometimes they're going to pop up every now and again, but what can you do? It's gone.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, it's gone. I have to move on from that. You know what I mean? I've moved on. If you've not moved on, or whatever is bringing up the past, or
that's on you.
That's on you, because it's, you know what I mean? I'm over it. You know, but it'll always be there. But you've got to think about tomorrow, right? Because even now we're doing this, it's going to soon be over. Do you know what I mean? It's tomorrow you have to think about.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to think about the future and just keep that mindset. But I wish everyone kind of jumped on the boat with us in this positivity.
I do. I'm hoping, like, obviously this is why I'm obviously doing these podcasts to
I
help inspire and
amazing.
Educate people, and I want real people on.
Absolutely.
The people who've gone through the struggles, the people who are still learning and helping others at the same time, which obviously I know that you're doing through your dancing. And even just like being you on social media, like you don't realise that even just the little things that you post, because you're a real genuine person, that'll be inspiring just one person. And I think that's what you're all about. That's what I'm all about. And I've absolutely loved having you on.
Yeah, thank you. It's been good.
It's probably my longest podcast.
No, it's amazing though, because it's everything we've said is true.
Everything's
and
real life.
I came into this, obviously, when you invited me on, and I knew I was just going to speak to you on a level. And you know I'm just totally honest and upfront. So I wasn't going to lie to you about anything. Whatever question you asked, I was going to come at you with the truth. But that's what I came with. Those are my intentions
that's
today.
what I wanted this to all be about.
So I do hope.
I hope it helps.
Help someone.
Yeah,
that feels like, well, 1 minute, you know, I've got twins. Yeah, why, Adam?
Yeah.
You can do it.
You can do it,
You can. Do you know what I mean?
Thanks for coming on anyway.
Thanks.